Greetings, welcome back to the Gentleman Psychic. Make certain to hit the like and subscribe button and ring that notification bell to be alerted on updates on videos like this and many others. This one is just a little informal thank you. Listen, I know that 2020 has been rough on so many people in so many ways. And I know that you may not enjoy, some of you are stuck at home, some of you are stuck with your family, some people are not in great situations. And I know that it can be a little bit, I know it can be hard on a lot of people, whether you are missing your family or you want to get away from your family, but Thanksgiving is much more than that. So yes, I know of the historical reasonings behind Thanksgiving, and I understand the Protestants leaving a country so that they could practice religious freedom, so that they could oppress people with their religion. I understand there's a lot of negativity behind that. But in a modern world, I feel it is incredibly important to be grateful for the pleasant, wonderful, good things that are in your life. What's happening with the lighting? Okay, well, I covered my lighting. I'll fix it a little bit better.
Your face is blue.
Is that a little bit better? I put this dark scarf on it because, woo, that's bright. Okay, that's really bright. I put things over it because maybe that's a little bit better. So I was trying some things out because it's so bright, that light. But anyway, yeah, we'll work on the diffusion a little bit better a little bit later on. This is just a quick a lesson on being grateful. So graciousness is something that we have to learn every single day, and there is so much that we can be thankful for. For one, I know that you are alive, that you are watching this right now, and I am grateful that you exist in my world. I am eternally grateful for the internet, for the ability to come to you and to speak with you and to communicate the way that I do in this manner. As much as I love the 19th century, this is great. I love being able to communicate with you. I'm legit sitting in the other room trying to figure out, that's well, anyway, it is very bright, but I'll figure it out. I probably need to get some gels, but we'll figure the diffusion out a little bit later. Anyway, so I am grateful for a lot of things. I myself have gone through a lot. I mean, I have traveled, and I have been a stripper, and I have been, I've been all kinds of things. I did these things because I needed to learn, and did these things because I wanted to learn, and did these things because I wanted that experience. And I'm grateful. We have a tendency to over-accentuate only the positive things. We think, love and light, and I have to be positive. I have to always be positive, and that is nice on sometimes, but we have to also be grateful and thankful for those times in our lives that teach us lessons, those times when we cry, those times when we hurt, those times when we don't know how we're going to do the next day, or because it's in those dark times, like it was with that filter down. In those dark times, it's where we learn and where we grow, and where those nice moments that happen, we go, it's that reward. It's sort of like that people who are really into fitness, that they have that cheat day. They work 6 days a week, and they work out, and they work their bodies, and then that one day they go, ooh, I just love to eat all of that cake. And that's okay. Also, it is really important to be grateful for what you have, or else you may lose it. In Satanism, they talk a lot about, the Satanic Bible talks about that when you deny that you have the gift, then you lose it. So it's sort of like, be grateful for what you have. Be grateful that you are healthy. Be grateful that you are alive, because life is short and it's precious. There were a million possibilities that it could have been you. It took a million sperm cells to create you. There were a million other beings trying to be you. And so even though life is not always easy, it sometimes is a roller coaster, gratitude, blessings, it makes those harder times not so difficult, and it makes things flow a little bit more easy. You know, I attended a party several years back. It was a white elephant party. It was a holiday party. And without going into specifics, I will tell you that some people in this room were not gracious to the gifts that they had received. And they threw horrendous fits over, they didn't like their gift. They didn't like the present that they were given. And it's okay to not like things that you were given, but when it comes to being gracious, you would go, okay, well, you know, it's not really for me, but maybe if it's a white elephant party, I can trade you. And if it is something that is given to you, you know, my friend Tony, my very dear friend Tony, he always says that even a leaf offered as a gift shall be graciously and humbly accepted. And so I have been given a lot of gifts by you. And it's not just monetary things, it's not just tangible things, but a lot of the gifts that I have received from you are the views, the comments, the likes, the stories, the shares. You mean the world to me, and I am grateful on this day set aside for giving thanks for you. I am grateful that you are here. I am grateful that you have found my channel, whether it be through Nick Haunted Diary, or whether it be through one of my performances on television, or maybe you saw me going live and you went, what is this? Or maybe you saw me on Jubilee Media, or maybe you saw me on Ghost Adventures, or maybe you saw me on any of these other platforms that I've been on. And that's what brought you here. But however your path that brought you to me, I am so grateful that you exist in my world. I wish I could tell each and every one of you thank you. It says, greetings from Finland. Do you have any tips for how one could stay strong during these extremely dark months we go through? Yes. I do have tips to how to stay strong. Yes, we are going into the winter, and when we are in the winter, the old pagans would have their Yule celebrations where they would light bonfires and they would tell ghost stories, and they would stay away the dark just a little bit longer in hopes that spring would come. How do you stay strong, my darlings? It's magic. It's simple, easy magic. So meditation is really important. Meditation is really, really important in these dark times. So bring things into your world that give you joy. Now, for me, you know, I love my little fellas here. I love my puppets. But the other thing that brings me joy is painting. Now, you saw this painting, you know, you saw this one. So when I was a child, I wanted this fascinating, wonderful, beautiful, eccentric, dramatic world that I didn't know how to make it a reality. I didn't know. So what I did was, in my dark room, in my darkness, now I'll talk about my own personal darkness in those days in just a moment, but I would create these lavish, beautiful worlds. I would draw them because I wanted it to be in my world, and I didn't know how to make it so. And, you know, years went by, I started dancing in the ballet. It was actually supposed to be a one-off thing, and then I stayed, and I paid for my lessons by painting the sets. So my ballet mistress, she says, can you paint me a clock? And I went, sure, why not? And I picked up the paintbrush and I created this beautiful three-dimensional clock. And she says, why didn't you tell me you could paint? And I went, didn't know I could. Now, I am grateful for that. But I am going to tell you this. So, how I stayed strong in my own personal world. I was weird. I was odd. I'm still weird and odd and strange and unusual and bizarre and unique, and still people ask me, why are you dressed like that? Are you in a play? That's fine, it's fine. I'm still weird and I'm still odd. But the way that I was going through in those days as a teenager, it was really difficult for me because I was teased and I was tormented, and I felt skinny and fat and buck-toothed and pale, and I would observe and I would watch and I would try to be what other people wanted, and then I would be miserable, and I would be a recluse, and I would go back into my own little spider dark world surrounded by darkness. And yeah, it was difficult. There were a lot of times where I didn't want to live anymore. So I told you all of this to tell you, how do you stay strong in these dark times? Find something that brings you joy. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be great at it. You just have to enjoy it. You just have to love what you do. Meditation, take a bath, drink some tea, exercise, read a book, escape into a movie, escape into the covers of your bed. Whatever it is, find something that is your special space. Find something that you are thankful for and hold on to it and love it and do it and laugh and sing and dance. Life is precious and life is short. It's not always going to be easy. In fact, life is going to be mostly hard. Life is going to be mostly sad. Life is going to be mostly painful. And in those times is when you learn to be strong. Friedrich Nietzsche was as mad as a hatter. He was mad. And there were a lot of things that Friedrich Nietzsche said that I go, I don't know if I believe it. I don't know about that. But he was famous for saying God is dead. God is dead as a construct. And it wasn't really about your belief in God or God as a whole. But his idea was that he said he wished upon his family and his friends and his loved ones. He said, I wish them pain, and I wish them sorrow, and I wish them anguish, and I wish them trouble, not because I don't love them, but because I do. Because if you are stagnant, if you are not experiencing all of those things, then your life is painful. Your life, you never grow. If everything is handed to you, you never learn. You never learn empathy. You never learn grace. You never learn the experience of exquisite joy. You never learn. So, in these times, when you struggle, when it hurts, that's when you say, I've got to get out of this. I've got to find another way. And then that beautiful moment comes and you go, you can breathe, and it was worth it. All of that struggle, all of that pain, all of that sorrow was worth it because you developed and you grew. And those joyous moments made all of those hard times not so bad. Now, years ago, when I started my own journey, my own spiritual journey, I learned under a Hindu guru. And she says to me, one of the things that I still use this as an analogy, I found it to be rather fascinating. She said that the earth, time, is in quadrants, and it always repeats, but it goes from platinum to gold to silver to bronze. So it starts off easier, where plants grow easy, things are easy, everything is easy, everything seems to be easy. And then the next cycle, it gets a little bit harder and a little bit harder until the final cycle, it is, oh, so difficult. She also then said that there are lives that grow, there are people that no matter where they are, no matter where Earth is, they have to go through all four of those cycles. So we could be in the bronze, where things are hard, where the earth is hard, where people are going through hard times, but they themselves are their new souls. They've never existed before. So they have to go through the platinum phase. She used, now this was 20 years ago, she used the name of Donald Trump, that he was a newer soul, that things were handed to him, things were easy for him, because he didn't have all of those years of experience. He didn't have time to develop empathy and love and passion. 20 years ago, mind you. Also, it talks about what, and in that, we look at the polar ice caps. As the population increases, the ice melts, the water rises. Global warming is both caused by humans and then also helps to create the humans. Our body is 80% water, roughly, give or take. And this water that is on the planet has always been here. It has always been here since before we formed an atmosphere. And so that energy was trapped in ice for thousands of years, and then now these people are people that have never existed before. And so they have to experience things a little bit differently than other people do. And yes, I know life is hard. I know it is painful at times, and my heart goes out to you. I myself experience them up and down too. But it is such a blessing. It is so wonderful to experience and to know these things, because they're lessons. And yes, it hurts. Yes, it hurts. How do you stay strong? You breathe. And you know, well, I'm not a Christian, but there's a song that I always go back to, and it is, don't be discouraged, joy comes in the morning, know that God is nigh. Stand still and look up, God is going to show up. I'm not a Christian. I was raised Christian. But know that joy comes in the morning, through the darkness of night. And it goes back, the pagans thought this. That's why they celebrated Yule. That's why they celebrated Saturnalia. That's why they celebrated with these bonfires. To say to the dark, I know it's dark, and I know it's scary, but the light shall come. Lucifer, the bringer of light, shall come in the morning. And in these dark times, I am thankful for you. I am thankful for the pains that I have endured, because it has given me different perspectives, that I am able to come to you and communicate one-on-one across space and time. And I am grateful that you are here on this channel. I am grateful that you are here with me today. I'm grateful for all of your support. At any rate, my darlings, I'm going to go. I love you. Be good to each other. If you can, any support you can give to this channel would be appreciated. If I am not your cup of tea, please find another artist, another independent person that you can support. If you can't, I still love you. But there are ways that you can, great ways to support me on Patreon under The Gentleman's House. You can find me on thegentlemanpsychic.com. You can find me under Venmo, under Richard-Lael Lillard. You can find me on PayPal under my email, rlillard6@gmail.com. Anything you can give would help tremendously. If you can't, I love you. I appreciate you. I am grateful that you are here. I am grateful that our paths have crossed. Thank you. I am thankful for you. Thank you on this holiday set aside for giving thanks. Much love to you. Until next time, happy holidays. Be kind to each other. Be grateful. Love to you. Take care. Bye-bye.